Hi there, my name is Dan. I'm a young music leader on the Plugin Project. Today I'm going to be talking about my arts inspiration, which I hope will help you to complete the Section C of the Bronze Arts Award. Who is your arts inspiration? So my arts inspiration is an artist called Masashi Hamauzu. I chose this artist because it's one of the first artists that I was ever really influenced by, and I'd still listen to his music today. What does your arts inspiration do? So he's primarily a media composer, so he writes for video games, and he also writes his own music as well, so he releases albums and EPs of his own work as well. He's also a photographer, a designer. He's also directed some music videos as well recently, so he's got a lot of skills underneath his belt. He's most well known for his works on the Final Fantasy video game series. So he writes and produces those soundtracks and also orchestrates them for live concerts too. So he also writes and composes alongside a fellow Japanese writer called Mina Sakai, and she's really cool. She produces her own music as well, kind of like a singer-songwriter type of thing, and they write electronic fusion music. A lot of their music that they write together is influenced by Ainu culture, which is a indigenous people of Japan that Mina Sakai shares her ancestry with. So she plays a traditional Ainu instrument in their electronic duo. In what ways are you inspired by them? So I first came across Masashi Hamauzu's music by playing the Final Fantasy video game series when I was a teenager. I spent all my time playing Final Fantasy, and the first thing that struck me about the game was the music. I loved how the music sounded. It was really expressive and lots of jazzy fusion stuff in there, and I had a really small little keyboard that I used to try and work out all the video game tracks on, which was really difficult but really good fun. And to this day, 10 years later, I'm still listening to his music. I love his harmony. It's quite a different kind of harmony, quite unusual. And I love the way that he produces his electronic music. And I loved electronic music when I was a kid. I loved drum and bass and dubstep, and all of that merged into that wanting to create electronic music, which is what I do now. In general, I really love the way that his music makes me feel, because it reminds me of all the good times that I had when I was a teenager. Some facts about your arts inspiration. He runs his own photography Instagram page. He's written a string quartet piece for a Japanese luxury watch commercial, like hand watch. He grew up in Germany, so he grew up speaking German, and he's released an album called Vielen Dank, which means many thanks. So he actually played the Final Fantasy game series as a kid. Then when he was an adult, he then applied to the company that ended up writing the new Final Fantasy games in the series. And the lifelong work of his is to document and research into indigenous Japanese culture. So that's my arts inspiration. So just to remind you, you can submit all of your answers with an electronic document. You can put pictures on there and design it how you like. Or you can either write up your answers on paper and pen and scan those in as well. So this is my document about Masashi Hamauzu. So I talk about who he is, what he's most known for, and other work that he's done. I then talk about why I'm inspired by him and what is it about him that I find influences me. At the bottom here, I've just included 5 facts, but I'm sure there are many more that you can do.